Have you ever heard of a book that can double your efficiency? The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? Do you feel busy but accomplish little, or set clear goals only to abandon them halfway? In today's fast-paced world, countless people are overwhelmed by time pressure and anxiety, lost in a rat race. Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, a global bestseller with over 40 million copies sold and translated into more than 40 languages, offers 7 simple yet profound habits to help you take control of your life. Why has this book transformed so many lives? Let's dive into Covey's world of wisdom to explore how these 7 habits guide you from dependence to independence and ultimately to interdependence. Personal victory. 3 keys to mastering yourself. Habit 1. Be proactive. Ignite your inner control. Have you ever complained about unfair work conditions or let emotions dictate your actions? Being proactive is the foundation of the 7 habits. Covey teaches that highly effective people choose their responses rather than being controlled by circumstances or emotions. Psychology's self-efficacy theory supports this. Those who believe they can shape outcomes are more likely to act and succeed. In 1969, psychologist Albert Bandura found that students who believed in their ability to complete tasks outperformed those who doubted themselves. Being proactive is about freedom to choose. Between a stimulus and your response lies a space for choice. Take Oprah Winfrey, for example. Born into poverty in Mississippi, facing abuse and discrimination, her circumstances seemed hopeless. Yet, she chose not to be defined by her past, seizing every opportunity to learn and grow, rising from a local radio host to a global media icon. Oprah once said, "I never saw myself as a victim. I only asked what I could do." Her story shows that being proactive isn't about ignoring challenges but choosing how to respond. Whether you're a workplace rookie or an everyday person, ask yourself, what can I do proactively about my current challenges? Covey suggests starting with your circle of influence. List what you can control, like your attitude or study plan, and focus there instead of complaining about your circle of concern, like the weather or others' opinions. For instance, Irene Hang, a Chinese-American entrepreneur, faced a funding shortage in her startup but didn't blame the market. Instead, she proactively contacted clients and refined her product, securing her first round of funding. Psychology research shows that focusing on your circle of influence reduces anxiety and boosts action. Try spending 10 minutes daily writing down 3 things you can control, like tidying your desk or replying to emails, to build proactive habits. Being proactive also means overcoming procrastination. Psychologist Piers Steele's research found that 70% of people delay tasks due to fear of failure. Covey advises countering procrastination with immediate action. For example, Irene Hang started each day by listing 3 must-do tasks, like contacting a potential client, and began even if she had just 10 minutes. Studies show that a 5-minute start action can break the procrastination cycle. Try setting a 5-minute timer to begin a small task, like writing an email or reading a page, and feel the momentum build. Another key is managing emotions. Being proactive includes regulating your emotional responses. Stanford research shows that strong emotional regulation increases career success by 20%. When facing criticism or setbacks, take 10 seconds to breathe and ask, what can I learn from this, instead of reacting with anger. Early in her career, Oprah faced racial taunts but chose to turn criticism into motivation, earning her audience's respect. Try recording 1 emotional trigger daily and note how you could respond positively to build emotional resilience. Being proactive also requires self-trust. Psychology shows that high self-trust leads to greater willingness to tackle challenges. Covey suggests building confidence through small, kept promises. For example, commit to waking up 10 minutes early for exercise for a week, and you'll notice increased action. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos set daily small goals, like improving 1 website feature, building trust in himself to create a global e-commerce empire. Try setting 1 achievable weekly promise, like finishing a report on time, and track the sense of accomplishment to strengthen your proactive mindset. Habit 2. begin with the end in mind, anchor your life's direction. Do you ever feel lost about your future, busy but unsure why? Beginning with the end in mind means starting with a clear goal and planning your actions from there. Covey's tombstone test asks, at your funeral, how do you want to be remembered? As a workaholic or a loving family member, your answer shapes your path. Management's SMART principle: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound provides a scientific basis for goal setting. Research shows that clear goals increase task completion by 30% compared to vague ones. Take Martin Luther King Jr. In 1963, his "I Have a Dream" speech vividly outlined racial equality. This clear end guided his activism and inspired millions to join the civil rights movement, leading to the Civil Rights Act. Covey emphasizes that beginning with the end in mind isn't just about setting goals but letting a vision drive daily actions. If you want to be an industry expert in 5 years, what books should you read or people should you meet today? Covey suggests writing a personal mission statement. For example, a programmer might write, "I will use technology to improve education and make knowledge accessible to all." This clarifies direction and rekindles purpose during confusion. Studies show written goals increase achievement by 26%. Spend 20 minutes writing a 3-5 sentence mission statement covering career, family, and personal growth, and keep it visible for regular review. Irene Hang began each day reciting her mission: bring healthy food to every household. This kept her focused through failures, leading to product improvements. Beginning with the end also means breaking long-term goals into short-term actions. Harvard Business School research shows that dividing big goals into small steps boosts completion by 40%. Want to be a great speaker? Set yearly goals, attend a speaking course, monthly goals, practice 3 public speeches, and daily goals, read aloud for 10 minutes. Elon Musk broke his colonize Mars vision into SpaceX's phased tasks: build rockets, reduce costs, and eventually send humans to Mars. Each small win brought him closer. Try breaking one big goal into 3 short-term tasks, like improve English into learn 10 words daily, listen to a weekly podcast, and have a monthly tutor session, and track progress. You also need to periodically reassess if your goals align with your heart. Covey notes that goals evolve with life stages. Youth may chase career peaks, while midlife prioritizes family. Psychologist Daniel Gilbert's research shows people often overestimate future needs and underestimate change. Spend an hour yearly reviewing your mission statement, asking, "Is this still what I want?" After her company turned profitable, Irene Hang shifted her mission to make healthy living global, expanding to international markets. Try writing down goal changes quarterly to stay flexible. To make goals compelling, Covey suggests visualization tools to boost motivation. Psychology research shows visualized goals increase persistence by 20%. Create a vision board with images representing your goals, like a dream office or travel destination. Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak sketched his vision of computers in every home to inspire his work on the first personal computer. Try making a vision board on your phone or paper with goal-related images, like a marathon medal or dream home, and glance at it daily for motivation. Habit 3. Put first things first. Take control of your time. Are you often swamped by trivial tasks while important goals slip away? Putting first things first means prioritizing important but not urgent tasks. Covey's time management matrix divides tasks into 4 quadrants: important and urgent like project deadlines, important but not urgent like learning or planning, not important but urgent like pointless meetings, and not important or urgent like scrolling social media. Research shows high performers spend 60% of their time in the second quadrant, important but not urgent, like strategic planning or skill building, while others get stuck in the first quadrant's firefighting mode. Tennis legend Roger Federer succeeded not just on talent but through disciplined time management. He spent 2 hours daily on fundamentals and 1 hour studying opponents, prioritizing important but not urgent training to stay at his peak. His coach noted that Federer never let trivial tasks, like irrelevant endorsements, disrupt his training. Covey's insight is that time management is really self-management. Are urgent emails derailing your long-term plans? Ask, how important is this to my goals? Covey suggests weekly planning. List your roles: employee, parent, friend, and set 1-2 key goals for each, like improve coding skills or read with my kids. Spend 10 minutes daily scheduling the next day's tasks, prioritizing the second quadrant. Irene Hang listed 3 daily priorities, like contact investors or refine product demo, and avoided irrelevant socializing, turning her company profitable in 6 months. Research shows prioritizing key tasks boosts efficiency by 25%. Try marking weekly priorities in your phone calendar with reminders to escape the busy trap. Putting first things first also means learning to say no. Yale research shows declining irrelevant requests saves 5 hours weekly. Covey suggests a polite refusal template, like, "Thank you for the invite, but I have other priorities now." Former Google CEO Eric Schmidt only attended meetings tied to strategic goals, freeing time for product innovation. Try declining one unimportant task weekly, like a non-essential gathering, and see how it frees your time. Managing distractions is also key. Research shows interruptions every 3 minutes reduce focus by 20%. Covey suggests creating focus blocks, like turning off notifications for an hour. Irene Hang turned off emails from 8-9 a.m. to focus on product design, boosting efficiency by 30%. Try setting a 1-hour daily focus block using the Pomodoro technique: 25 minutes work, 5 minutes rest, and feel the productivity surge. Finally, use a prioritization tool like Covey's Eisenhower matrix to sort tasks by importance and urgency. Microsoft founder Bill Gates used this to focus only on tasks impacting company strategy, like new product development. Try creating a table to categorize tasks into the 4 quadrants and tackle only 2-3 important tasks daily to see efficiency improve. Interpersonal victory: 3 keys to collaborative success. Habit 4. Think win-win, build mutually beneficial relationships. Have you ever pushed for your own gain in a deal, only for both sides to lose? Thinking win-win seeks mutual benefit in relationships, not zero-sum outcomes. Social psychology's reciprocity principle shows mutual benefit builds trust and cooperation. Harvard research finds win-win negotiations succeed 40% more than competitive ones. The core of win-win is that your success doesn't require others' failure. Take Jack Ma's Alibaba. In 1999, facing funding and tech challenges, Ma didn't exploit suppliers or employees but built an ecosystem. Investors gave funds, merchants got a platform, and employees received stock options. This help others to help yourself approach grew Alibaba from an 18-person team to a global e-commerce giant. Ma said, "Help others succeed, and you will succeed." Win-win applies to business, family, and friendships, like parents and kids agreeing on chores for a weekend outing. Covey suggests managing relationships with an emotional bank account. Each act of cooperation, listening, or help is a deposit, while arguments or neglect are withdrawals. Try making one deposit weekly, like buying a colleague coffee or listening to their ideas. Irene Hang had weekly team lunches to understand needs, boosting morale by 30%. Start today by listing 3 key relationships and 1 way to add value, like helping a friend solve a problem, and watch the relationship grow. Win-win also requires understanding others' needs. Negotiation expert William Urey's research shows knowing the other side's core interests boosts cooperation by 60%. In workplace resource disputes, ask, "What does your team need most?" Then propose a shared solution. When negotiating with Yahoo, Ma offered to let them keep some equity for more tech support, creating a win-win. In your next negotiation, list 3 of the other side's possible needs and design a mutually beneficial plan. Win-win also needs a long-term view. Short-term wins may tempt, but lasting relationships matter more. Research shows companies with long-term partnerships have 20% higher profits than those chasing one-off deals. Irene Hang took lower short-term profits for stable long-term supply, winning her market edge. Try conceding once in your next deal, like sharing 5% more profit, and observe the long-term gains. Avoid the win-lose trap. Psychologist Robert Cialdini's research shows competitive mindsets often miss cooperative opportunities. Covey suggests clarifying shared goals before negotiating. Tesla's Elon Musk starts supplier talks by discussing advancing electric vehicles, finding win-win solutions. In your next conflict, ask, "What's our shared goal?" and note answers to find collaborative space. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. The art of listening. Do you ever rush to speak in conversations, overlooking others' feelings? Seeking first to understand emphasizes understanding others before expressing yourself. Psychologist Carl Rogers' research shows empathic listening improves communication and reduces conflict. Covey outlines 5 listening levels: ignoring, pretending, selective listening, attentive listening, and empathic listening. Highly effective people master empathic listening, understanding both content and emotions. Take Nelson Mandela. In the 1990s, fostering racial reconciliation in South Africa, he faced deep divides between black and white communities. Instead of pushing his views, he listened to both sides' needs, even learning Afrikaans to connect with opponents, building trust for a peaceful transition. Autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom, states, "Listening is the start of understanding." Do you interrupt others to share your thoughts? Try restating their views before responding in your next conversation. Covey suggests practicing restate and question for empathy. For example, say to a colleague, "You're stressed about the project, right? What's the biggest challenge?" Research shows empathic listening boosts communication satisfaction by 50%. Irene Hang asked her team, "What needs improving in this plan?" leading to better suggestions. Try one empathic listening session daily, like asking a family member, "How was your day?" and truly listening, noting how the relationship shifts. Overcoming bias is also key. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman's research shows confirmation bias makes us hear only what aligns with our views. Covey suggests assuming you might be wrong while listening. Mandela set aside anger over apartheid to understand white South Africans' fears, finding paths to reconciliation. In your next debate, ask, "What's reasonable in their stance?" and list 3 of their points to understand better. Nonverbal communication matters too. Research shows 55% of communication impact comes from body language. Covey advises maintaining eye contact and nodding to show respect while listening. Irene Hang used smiles and open postures in client talks, boosting satisfaction by 20%. Try holding 5 seconds of eye contact in your next conversation and note the other person's response. Patience is also vital. Research shows rushing to speak reduces communication effectiveness by 30%. Covey suggests pausing 3 seconds before responding to give others space. Therapist Carl Rogers paused after clients spoke, making them feel valued. Try pausing 3 seconds in your next talk and see if the other person shares more. Habit 6. Synergize. Create 1 + 1 greater than 2. Have you ever seen team disagreements stall progress? Synergy teaches us to create value greater than the sum of individual efforts through collaboration. Psychology's group wisdom research shows diverse teams with open communication innovate 30% more than uniform ones. Covey believes synergy comes from valuing differences and seeking a third alternative beyond compromise. Take Apple's iPhone development. In 2007, Steve Jobs and designer Jony Ive clashed over touchscreen tech. Jobs wanted simplicity, Ive focused on feasibility. Instead of compromising, they collaborated on multi-touch, revolutionizing smartphones. Jobs said, "The best ideas come from heated debates that fuse perspectives." In daily life, couples planning a trip can blend one's desire for relaxation with another's for adventure, creating a beach and exploration itinerary. Covey suggests brainstorming for synergy. Gather a team, set rules against criticism, encourage bold ideas, and combine the best ones. Irene Hang faced a pricing issue and brainstormed with sales, tech, and finance teams, creating a subscription plus customization model that boosted revenue by 20%. Try posing an open question in your next team meeting, like how can we improve customer experience, and integrate ideas for surprising results. Synergy requires embracing differences. Harvard research shows diverse teams outperform uniform ones by 25% in innovation. Covey suggests inviting people with varied backgrounds to collaborate. Google's AI development involved engineers, ethicists, and users to avoid algorithm bias. In your next project, invite an outsider and note their unique contributions. Synergy also needs trust. Psychologist Amy Edmondson's psychological safety research shows teams where members feel safe to dissent innovate 40% more. Covey suggests fostering a safe space by admitting your own mistakes. Irene Hang shared a pricing misstep in team meetings, encouraging dissent that improved strategy. Try admitting a small error in your next team discussion and observe how it opens up dialogue. Synergy is iterative. Research shows multiple brainstorming rounds improve idea quality by 15%. Covey advises summarizing results after each meeting and planning the next. NASA's Mars rover design improved through iterative cross-department collaboration, balancing weight and function. Try scheduling 3 iterative meetings for a project, noting one new idea each time to see results grow. Self-renewal, the drive to keep improving. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw, sustain long-term effectiveness. Do you neglect self-improvement amid busyness, only to burn out? Sharpening the saw means continuously renewing yourself in 4 dimensions: physical, mental, spiritual, and social or emotional. Neuroscience's neuroplasticity shows the brain can rewire through learning and exercise, staying vibrant. Research shows those who regularly reflect and adjust habits have 25% higher job satisfaction. Take tennis legend Roger Federer. At 40, he stayed world-class through daily meditation spiritual, reading strategy books mental, physical training physical, and team communication social. Federer said, "Stagnation is regression. I improve daily." Covey's insight is that effective people sharpen themselves like a blade. Do you skip exercise or learning due to busyness? Ask, when did I last invest in my growth? Covey suggests weekly renewal time. Plan 3 workouts physical, 1 book mental, journal reflection spiritual, and a friend meetup social. Irene Hang spent 2 hours weekly learning marketing, growing her company's users by 15% in 6 months. Start today by setting 1 renewal goal per dimension, like running, listening to a podcast, meditating, or reconnecting with a friend, and spend 30 minutes daily on them. Research shows 28 days of consistency forms new habits. Balance the 4 dimensions. Studies show neglecting any dimension, like work over health, cuts overall effectiveness by 20%. Chinese tennis star Li Na, post-retirement, balanced psychology studies mental, charity work social, yoga physical, and meditation spiritual for a fulfilling life. Weekly, assess time spent on each dimension. If social time lacks, plan a friend's dinner. Renewal requires reflection. Covey suggests monthly reviews of habit effectiveness, asking, which habits boost my efficiency? What needs tweaking? Psychologist Carol Dweck's growth mindset research shows reflection improves learning by 30%. Irene Hang reviewed team morale monthly, adding one-on-one talks after noticing listening gaps, boosting collaboration by 25%. Try writing a 1-page monthly reflection on progress and areas to improve. Stay curious. Research shows curious people learn 20% more efficiently. Covey suggests trying 1 new thing daily, like reading a new field or trying a new sport. Scientist Marie Curie's curiosity about radioactivity led to Nobel Prize breakthroughs. Try learning a new skill weekly, like cooking a new dish, and note the joy of discovery. Conclusion: from dependence to interdependence, the key to your life. The 7 habits aren't a quick fix but a blueprint for a highly effective life. From being proactive to sharpening the saw, they guide you from dependence controlled by circumstances to independence mastering yourself to interdependence co-creating with others. Covey's wisdom shows effectiveness isn't a gift, it's a choice. Whether you're a workplace newbie, entrepreneur, or parent, these habits light the way. Like Oprah rewriting her fate with proactivity, Jack Ma building an empire with win-win thinking, or Federer staying elite through renewal, you can start today. Ask yourself, what's my next habit? Facing challenges proactively or setting a life mission? Grab a pen and write your answer. The 7 habits are your key. Unlock them, and your future self will thank you.